Merry Christmas and welcome to the We Need to Talk About ... 2019 Christmas special. Basically, we're at the stage where we've been doing this irrepressible shit for 2 years running now.
Has it really been that long?
No,
this is a serious question now. Yeah, but by the way, it is Dave.
Hello.
It is him. Yeah. You alright there, mate?
Yes.
Take a look.
Oh, that's one for the outtakes.
No, leave that one in. It's great. Some sort of dead white mouse on you.
It's like I found a cat at the side of the road.
It's like
sellotaped it to my face.
Mr. Bond, I have been expecting you.
Look what you did to Mr. Bigglesworth, you freaking idiots.
Fly, be free.
So, yes.
Yes, Christmas, way!
We're back doing this again. And we have covered some dreadful movies on this channel before. Whether it's been the Star Wars Holiday Special or Santa Buddies.
I think you did those ones, didn't you?
Yes,
You did those ones.
To getting in a couple of horror films featuring a mutant killer snowman.
Yeah.
Now, Luke has previously gotten away with being involved in such dreadful excuses for festive entertainment until last year. When I made him sit down and watch Santa with Muscles, starring everybody's favourite racist hot dog, Hulk Hogan.
And I will never forgive you for it.
And this year we thought, do you know what? I feel that we need to return to that mix of holly and horror and professional wrestlers turned actor with a look at Santa's Sleigh. Starring Bill Goldberg.
Oy vey.
I am the Big Daddy D, David Mabley, and I am joined by the man that I love to oil up and wrestle in my ring, Luke Murphy. Hi.
Keep going.
Bill Goldberg was an extremely popular professional wrestler in WCW during its boom period in the 90s. And if it wasn't for the dreadful management that was running the company at the time, well, likely he would have led them on to even greater heights. Big Bill had a great mix of charisma and intensity that made up for his lack of technical ability inside the ring.
I mean, these days, Goldberg is still around, being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, and even having the occasional match with them, including an ill-fated one in Saudi Arabia with fellow wrestling legend The Undertaker, where the two of them almost dropped each other on their heads.
Goldberg has also followed his buddy Hulk Hogan's path into Hollywood and attempted to make a name for himself in Hollywood, with such movies as Universal Soldier, The Return, and Looney Tunes Back in Action, as well as making regular appearances on the TV series NCIS Los Angeles.
Unfortunately, like Hulk Hogan, he's also gone and appeared in a film with the name Santa in it. What's this going to be like?
Let's find out, shall we? The film opens up in a swanky house with a family of deeply unpleasant rich people sat around the table about to tuck into their Christmas dinner, one of whom is James Caan in a cameo appearance.
Why? Why? It's completely random. First of all, this is a schlock horror film, and you've got James Caan in it.
Yeah.
Who, okay, has some pedigree, shall we say. What's he doing in this? Anyways, more on that later.
They go on to say, they're very obnoxious and unpleasant.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like the Kardashians almost.
What do you mean? Obnoxious, pleasant, and unpleasant, and have lots and lots of money for basically probably doing nothing.
Yeah.
So exactly like the Kardashians.
And they say at one point, "Thank you for not making us poor or Samoan."
Thank you for not making us poor or Samoan. Thank you for Mexican pharmaceuticals, the latest M class.
What the fuck?
Right, two things. First of all, okay, fine, fair enough. Thank you for not making us poor. Okay. They're a rich family, etc. What have you got against the Samoan people?
Yeah, and have you not met another professional wrestler turned actor called Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who is the highest paid actor in Hollywood now?
Yes, he is. Also of Samoan heritage.
Yeah.
I was thinking, dear God, don't let this bird taste like a shoe like it did last year. Let it be tender and moist just for once.
Yeah, moist. That would be nice. It's called foreplay.
I don't want to screw the bird. I want to eat it.
And then, a homicidal Santa Claus breaks into their house and violently kills them in a variety of different and rather suitably festive ways.
Santa?
Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus.
And that's before the opening credits start rolling. oh, produced by Brett Ratner.
Oh.
This is awkward.
Oh dear.
Yes, in a post #MeToo world, that's not aged particularly well either.
No, it hasn't. Shall we skip ahead and just get to the pointless maiming?
I
and
think we better, yes.
So, we are then introduced to the hero of the film, Nicholas, who works at a Jewish deli where he is attempting to deal with a particularly difficult customer, a grumpy old lady that seems to be a regular trope in Christmas movies.
Thank you, and go fuck yourself.
However, whilst in other Christmas-themed horror movies, Gremlins for example, where the OAP gets her comeuppance much later on in the film, this old lady gets taken out in the very next scene, thanks to Santa and his reindeers.
He's not messing about.
No, he really isn't.
Goldberg!
He really is not.
Nicholas is completely oblivious to the fact that his co-worker Mary actually really likes him, and he spends a good portion of the film being an annoying pain in the arse that moans about never getting any decent Christmas presents.
Like, I'd want an Optimus Prime or a Castle Grayskull, and I'd always end up with a stupid mini-bake oven or something.
I mean, come on, learn cookery skills.
Isn't he in his 20s now?
Yeah, probably, yeah. So, although to be fair, if we were given the option at the age we are now of having something or an Optimus Prime or a Castle Grayskull, we probably would go for the Optimus Prime or the Castle Grayskull.
We probably would,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yes.
So, sorry for disproving that completely, but let's be honest with ourselves here. If somebody come Christmas Day, if I'd unwrapped it and somebody had got me a massive great big Optimus Transformer, even at the age I am now, I would absolutely love that, and I would not let my children play with it.
Yes, it would be kept hermetically sealed in the box.
Yes.
Never touch it, never play with it.
Yes, it would go straight up in the loft.
So, Nicholas lives with his wacky grandfather, an inventor who lives in fear of Christmas. Kind of like an odd mix of Doc Brown and Scrooge. And why does the old man fear Christmas so much? Well, he'll tell you, via the medium of stop-motion animation. No less.
You see, Santa is actually the son of Satan. Yeah, I know. Bear with me. All will become clear. Who lost a curling game to an angel. Again, bear with me. I feel as though I'm losing you slightly. Let me just reel you back in a little bit here. And as his penance, he now has to be good and deliver presents to the children of the world for 1,000 years. You still... No, don't go.
Come back.
Come back. Sit. Thank you. Or Santa will come.
Well, you see, those 1,000 years are up. And now it's doomsday for both the naughty and the nice.
I can't wait to see the shit we got. Can we open our motherfucking presents now?
Of course.
Go ahead, kids. Let's see what Santa got you.
Fuck.
So, let's just slightly reflect here, if we may. This isn't just some nutter dressed in a Santa Claus suit killing people like in the films such as Silent Night, Deadly Night. No, this is actually Santa Claus, as himself, doing the killing because he is the son of the devil.
That is an awful lot to take in.
Quite a lot to take in. I feel as though I might not be going with the filmmaker on this journey here.
Anyway, the next stop for our Christmas demon is a trip to the local strip club. Ho ho, hoes indeed.
Oh.
Yes, I should warn you, this film contains gratuitous female nudity.
What again?
More imaginative death scenes follow, as Santa uses the stripper's pole as a weapon, but not before giving it a quick spray and a wipe down beforehand. I have to admit, that was really funny.
that was genuinely quite funny. He's just there trying to pick your finger with the... And then just gets out the disinfectant.
I know I'm the son of the devil and everything, but even I have got standards, when it comes to cleanliness. Santa then electrocutes some poor schmuck, using the pole before setting the entire place on fire. Naughty. One of the visitors of the strip club is also the local priest who,
yes,
in the previous scene, he was like passing the collection plate around,
yeah.
Give your money for the poor need your money.
Yeah.
Oh, no, don't be giving them coins, I see a lot of coins.
No.
It's give them the notes, the needy needs the notes. He's then in the strip club the following scene, popping the notes into the various bras and stockings and what have you.
And so it carries on. Santa killing off the nice Jewish guy, Mr. Green, who runs the deli, by spearing him through the meat counter and then impaling him with a menorah. Before he goes on to a bunch of cops, some carol singers, and finally, poor Grandpa himself.
Aw, Grandpa got run over by a reindeer.
That's funny that he actually used his professional wrestling move, the spear, on Mr. Green.
Just go through.
He actually speared him through the counter. However, one guy that Santa doesn't have a confrontation with is Tiny, the gas station attendant, which is a shame, considering that he's played by Tiny Lister, aka Zeus, the human wrecking machine himself.
Oh, Goldberg versus Zeus, take my money now, please. book it now.
So, Nicholas and his friend Mary get away on a snowmobile and decide to hide out inside the school. Now, if it's Christmas break, the last place I want to be heading towards is a school. Am I right, kids?
And also, this is a horror film. When has anything good ever happened to a group of teenagers being stalked by a sadistic killer in a school? When has that ever turned out well? Oh, hang on a minute. I know. Wait a second. Be with me. That's right. Never.
Oh, and by the way, Santa Claus can now shoot fireballs out of his mouth. Because, why not?
Oh, okay. Moving on.
Our thrilling climax sees our heroes trapped in a skating rink, because apparently high schools have those, as Santaberg tries to run them over with a Zamboni machine. Now then, say what you want about this film, but it's inventive, I'll give it that.
With a Zamboni.
With a Zamboni. And this is years before Deadpool was doing the same thing.
And I thought, Wade, I thought you were original. Seriously.
So, just as the kids are about to be polished off...
Oh, for the...
What can I say? The bad one-liners in this film must be rubbing off on me. Who should appear to help them out but the very same angel that defeated Santa in the curling contest earlier on in the film? And it turns out that Nicholas's grandfather was the angel all along.
Oh, we never saw that one coming, did we? Shock, horror. Angel Grandad challenges Santa to one more curling match, this time for Santa to be good for all eternity, and not just for a mere millennium. But Santa double crosses him. Turns out you can't trust the son of the devil. I mean, seriously, could you believe that? And he throws the angel into the curling hole, which apparently leads to hell. Nicholas defeats Santa using his granddad's chestnut gun, which, I mean, really doesn't sound as interesting as it should do. And Santa makes a hasty exit as the kids save Grandpa.
But it turns out that he can't leave the skating rink for some reason. Okay, so he is to be an angel and set an example to all of God's children, or at least to all of them that happen to be in this hockey rink.
The kids then join forces with the local NRA group. Because, this is America, who then attempt to blast Santa out of the sky. And yes, one of them, for some reason, has a rocket launcher.
His mate saved up enough coupons to get him a rocket launcher through the post. I mean, it cost him one of his lungs and one of his vocal cords, you know. It only cost me a lung and my vocal cords.
I think sort of later on past that scene, there is a throwaway line where the guy he's been questioned by the police and he's just saying, "Oh, and by the way, that anti-tank weapon, it's completely legal. I've got the paperwork and everything."
Who knew that you could send off for a rocket launcher by saving up coupons?
Oh no, seriously. I mean,
it's just one of the things that's helping to make America great again. Thumbnail. So everyone actually thinks that the priest was the Psycho Santa because along the way he's ended up in the same sleigh as Santaberg. So when they come across his dead body,
impaled on some sort of flag. He's impaled
on a flagpole, yeah. And the guy goes to get the circular sword to cut them off. He says, "Oh, this might get a bit messy." So you hear all this splattering noise in the background, you know. And it's like, oh, well, what the pastor was the Psycho Santa all along. I was one of his altar boys. With Santa apparently dead, Nick and Mary finally kiss as the film comes to an end. Or does it?
Because, you know, somebody's clearly watched Friday the 13th in this because Santa's able to get back to the North Pole, cleverly disguised as a Goldberg fan, thus threatening us all with the prospect of Santa's Sleigh Part 2, which hasn't happened.
Yes. Let's get a Kickstarter going.
Let's not.
Let's get a Kickstarter.
Let's not. In actual fact, can I just say
let's crowdfund that shit.
Can I just say that actual end scene where he's at the airport checking desk and what have you, sort of going from his plane out to going from wherever this is set. I think is the town where this is called. Is it called Hell?
It's called Hell's Township.
Hell's Township, right?
So, because the angel says, "I told you that you'd literally have to go to hell to find me again," and then he literally does. You'd have thought the town planners would have thought that through, wouldn't you?
You say, well, they're mapping the town out and what have you. We'll have the library here, the school here, what have you. This is all wonderful, wonderful. It's nicely laid out, what have you. What do you want to call it? Well, it was hell to design this.
And it snows here often, so we can say that hell's frozen over.
Oh, it's like a cacophony of gags, just. Oh dear God.
Just waiting to happen.
Just waiting to happen. But the actual scene at the airport lounge is actually really, really quite funny because there's Santa. I think he's got a haircut or something like that. He's got his beard braided. He's coiffured his beard or something like that. He is wearing a Goldberg hat. He's wearing a Goldberg beanie.
Yeah.
Product placement. And then he's asked, "Oh, do you have any bags to check in or anything like that?" "Yeah, just this." And then brings out this massive, great big Santa Claus sack and whatever. I was like, "Oh my, really?" But there is an after. There's an after
credit scene. Yes. This is before Marvel was doing it as well.
This is an after credit scene. The credits roll, and then it's some sort of room, growing fireside or whatever, and he's there. Santa Claus there checking his list, and he just. Who's next?
Who's next?
Brilliant.
And considering who this is, who's playing Father Christmas, and that being Goldberg's catchphrase, basically. Yeah, okay. I'll give you that one. So, as we often we rattle through this, because to be honest with you, this is really really short film. I mean, it's only around about. I mean, it's
an hour and 14 minutes.
Yeah.
And so even then, it feels like they've padded it out.
75 minutes tops.
Yeah.
75 minutes of Father Christmas killing people.
Yeah.
And
in a variety of different ways.
And actually,
it's quite a high body count. There's about 20 or 30 people that end up getting killed in the film. So,
I rather enjoyed it.
Really? Okay.
I rather enjoyed it. And I rather enjoyed it for basically because knows what it is. It doesn't take itself seriously in any way, shape or form. It's about a killer Father Christmas, and Father Christmas starts killing people right from the get-go.
Yeah.
And does not let up.
And he's played by built as a brick.
He's played by Goldberg.
Yeah, who's built like a brick shitter house.
Yes.
Yeah.
And actually, in the confines of this film, he's actually really, really quite good.
And Goldberg's clearly really enjoying himself. You know, you can tell he absolutely relishes playing this part.
He's
you know,
just having a good time.
he is absolutely loving it. And I think it's safe to say Goldberg is a much better actor than Hulk Hogan.
Yes.
He looks like an absolute beast when he's beating the crap out of everyone, and he shows a lot of comedic timing. And a lot of the other characters are so annoying, especially Nicholas, that you often find yourself rooting for Santaberg. Well, I did anyway.
You actually do, don't you? I mean, if you think about the people that he kills, if you think about the first family that he actually basically does it,
it's like deeply unpleasant people.
Yeah, okay. I think you've done all right there for Christmas. And okay, fine, fair enough. The old lady was a bit of a hag, but okay, I'm not.
She was going to get a comeuppance at some point.
I'm not with you. I'm not with you there. I'm not with you there.
The two obnoxious kids that say, "Can we open that motherfucking presents now?" You know.
Oh God, sorry. They should. Yeah.
You know.
No.
The annoying cop. The cop who's in charge of the precinct. Captain Cock.
I'm sorry. What?
Yeah. Just so they can make jokes like, "What is it about? What is it with you and Cock? What do you prefer, Cock or Bush?" You know, he gets disposed of like the local pastor, the vicar, priest, or whatever. He gets his comeuppance.
He certainly does get his comeuppance. Take these things with a pinch of salt, so Rotten Tomatoes, sort of percentages and what have you. But last year, Santa with Muscles, 22%.
22%. So
this year, 43%.
Which is quite a noticeable difference.
It certainly is.
However, they are films, Christmas films, that are actually worse than Santa with Muscles.
Impossible. David, what are these cinematic atrocities that you speak of?
Luke, presenting, and this is even going to end up in this video or part of a separate one. Luke, here are, according to Rotten Tomatoes, the top 5 worst Christmas movies that make Santa with Muscles look like a masterpiece.
These have got to be really, really bad. Go on.
At number 5, we have The Santa Claus 3, The Escape Clause, starring Tim Allen and Martin Short. Now, the first Santa Claus movie was actually really, really good, wasn't it?
Well,
it was.
Yes.
It was a charming family Christmas film.
It was certainly at the height of Tim Allen's fame with Disney and with Home Improvement and what have you.
The sequel, not quite as good. It got a lower score on Rotten Tomatoes. It wasn't really necessary, but yeah, still fairly harmless.
But they made a third one.
They made a third one, and despite the fact that Martin Short is quite good as the villainous Jack Frost, this film is dreadful, and Tim Allen clearly does not want to be there.
Yes.
It got 15% on Rotten Tomatoes, which officially makes it a worse film than Santa with Muscles.
That's awful. Right.
It gets worse. At number 4, Surviving Christmas, starring everyone's favourite Batman, Ben Affleck. Where basically he plays a rich bloke who doesn't have any family, so he pays a family to pretend to be his family over Christmas. And yes, it's just as obnoxious and unpleasant to watch as you can imagine.
Oh. And don't tell me. I'm just going to have a guess here. The family that he's paid to be his family, all of a sudden he considers himself to be their real family, and his heart melts, and the spirit of Christmas is all. I'm sorry, I'm going to kill myself right now.
Oh well, you've just summed it up nicely there. No need to bother watching the film.
Go on.
It gets worse. Slightly lower than 7%, we have Deck the Hall, starring Danny DeVito and Matthew Broderick. 6% on Rotten Tomatoes. Basically, there's always one person in your street who wants to completely overdo it with the Christmas decorations.
Yeah.
Well, imagine that, but it's two guys trying to outdo each other. Now, that's something that would probably make a good 10-minute sketch on Saturday Night Live, perhaps. This extends to 2 hours long. Move on. Oh, Tim Allen really needs to stay away from Christmas movies because at number 2 we have Christmas with the Cranks.
That's awful.
That's awful. Christmas with the Cranks, starring Tim Allen and Jamie Lee Curtis. 5% on Rotten Tomatoes, where basically their daughter sort of goes away for the holidays. They decide that they're also going to escape Christmas and what have you, and all these hilarious shenanigans happen. Dan Aykroyd's there as a really creepy neighbour for some reason, and we get the sight of Tim Allen and Jamie Lee Curtis getting sexually turned on by each other, which is I'm not too sure how I feel about that, to be honest with you. But
well, at first repulsed.
It is
5%.
5%, but at number 1,
Right.
with 0% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Well, wait a second. There's a film on Rotten Tomatoes that has got 0%.
0%, meaning that all those previous films I mentioned did have some redeemable qualities. This one has precisely no redeemable qualities whatsoever.
This has got to be really, really bad.
This is the animated version of A Christmas Carol starring an incredibly creepy-looking, motion-captured Jim Carrey.
Now, that's actually rather recent, isn't it?
It's very recent, yes.
That's not too long ago.
Yes. And it's deemed to be so bad. This is even worse than the Grinch. I mean, the Grinch didn't score particularly well either on Rotten Tomatoes, but it still had enough redeemable features in there. But there is absolutely nothing redeemable about A Christmas Carol with Jim Carrey whatsoever. Everything about the film is just wrong, unpleasant, uncomfortable to look at, and one of the worst adaptations of the Charles Dickens classic you can possibly imagine.
Which basically begs the question, how the hell can you mess up an adaptation of A Christmas Carol? How? How can you do that?
Well, we'll find out, because that's what we're going to be reviewing next year.
The fucking hell we are.
Well, okay. We either review... Okay, well, we either review one of those films next year for Christmas,
Right.
or...
Perfectly fine with me, Christmas Carol it is.
Fuck no. I'd rather do another Godfrey Ho marathon. Goldberg, I mean, I said that Goldberg was like enjoying himself on the set of the film. He actually met his wife on the set of the movie. So, I mean, to this day, he still speaks fondly of being in the film.
Well, I mean, if it's the film where you met the love of your life on there, and they have a son as well, because he brought his son so recently for one of his appearances back on WWE TV, and his son was there. So obviously, the love of his life, the mother of his child. Of course, you're going to think about it fondly.
I mean, that was one of the reasons why he came back to wrestling, because he wanted his son to see him, as being like a superhero in the ring. But
I don't think he would want his son to see this one, though.
Well, no, I mean, it will certainly pose some interesting questions when the son says, "Dad, how did you and Mum meet?" Well, son, when you're old enough, you can watch this DVD. She was a stunt double in the strip club scene. Ironically enough, she's the only stripper that's actually got clothes on.
Okay.
And she's on a huge swing. And when Santa Claus sort of jumps and grabs hold of the swing, he ends up burying his face in the stripper's crotch. Seriously, that's how they met.
That's how they...
Now the two of them...
As stories go, that's a doozy.
Now the two of them had a laugh about how silly that scene was, and they kind of ended up bonding, and it's kind of like, "You all right down there?" It's like, yeah, I'm fine. It's like, normally if a guy gets this close to me, they have to buy me a drink first.
And thus it happened.
Yeah, they ended up bonding. They had a laugh over the scene. They ended up getting on very well with each other. 3.5 months later, they were married. Well, and they're still happily married to this day.
Lovely?
That, which is a lovely story.
That's genuinely, actually, that's genuinely really, really
That
lovely.
is a
That is really, really
to
nice.
take away. The film was shot in 28 days in Alberta, Canada, on a fairly small budget without any incidents, so unlike a lot of films that we cover here, there was no behind-the-scenes drama or anything like that.
Well, that makes a change.
And at least you know that all the snow that's in the film is real, and it's not white plastic shavings like we saw in the Jack Frost movies. Yeah, they didn't actually have real snow, so they just got like a load of white plastic shavings and just scattered them around the film set. It would have been cheaper to have gone up to Canada to film it, but there you go. The town enjoyed having the film crew there, and Goldberg would often stick around to sign autographs after the day's filming had wrapped. So, yeah, the guy really enjoyed himself, both in front of the camera and after the camera's finished rolling.
Because this would have been one of the first films that he was in. Certainly a film where he was actually the lead actor. I mean, certainly sort of. We mentioned Universal Soldier, or Universal Soldier: The Return. I think that was the second one. So obviously he was behind sort of Van Damme and Dolph Lundgren. I don't want to mention this film because I know at some point a light bulb will go off in both our heads and we'll have to go and do it, but Ready to Rumble.
Hang on, I'm just adding that to the list.
Make a note of that one. Ready to Rumble.
Ready to Rumble, you say?
Yeah, Ready to Rumble. Yeah.
David Arquette becomes WCW champion. Okay. And the stop motion animation sections were intended to be a tribute to the old Rankin and Bass Christmas animations, and to be honest,
they work.
They're not bad.
They're not
bad at all.
Work. I mean, if you think about it, you've got an animated section in this movie, and it's stop motion animation, and it's really, really good. It's really, really nicely done. And seriously, I am absolutely fine with this because of just how charming it is and how well put together it is as well. So yeah, okay. That bit when I was watching the film and it segued into this animated bit, and I'm thinking, whoa, that's a bit okay. And then he went on, and I'm thinking, well, actually no, this is really, really lovely. Yeah. Yes, it's about a curling match between Santa Claus, the son of Satan, and an angel. I feel as though this is probably one of the only films where curling has been sort of the Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah. The very thing that decides the fate of the world
is curling.
I think you've been pleasantly surprised by this
really
film. When I mentioned this at the back end of our Santa with Muscles review last year, you were just like, oh no.
Yeah, but to be fair, you made me watch Santa with Muscles last year.
Yeah, I kind of.
This is also. I know I haven't finished that. Also, last year you made me watch Godfrey Ho movies.
That is true. Yes.
So in the same year, you made me watch.
It's my gift to you.
Yes, thank you. and So yeah. So in one calendar month, you made me watch a shitload of Godfrey Ho movies.
Yep.
And Santa with Muscles.
Yeah.
You then tell me, at the end of the Santa with Muscles, we're going to review Santa's Sleigh.
Yep.
I'm not in any way, shape or form receptive to that, to be honest with you. But I've persisted. I have watched this movie, and I can tell you now that I really, really quite enjoyed it. And you have regained a fraction of a point with me.
Oh, goody. Well, that's good to hear.
However, tomorrow is next year is a new year, and revenge is mine.
Yeah, we'll see.
It's not happening. It's not happening.
So,
but to the point of that, just at the point of that, I don't even think you can get that. I don't think you can get it on DVD or Blu-ray. Or I don't even think
that's not going to stop me from trying.
That's not even on YouTube.
No, it's not. It's not.
This is on YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This film.
This is on YouTube.
Yeah, like Santa with Muscles last year, Santa's Sleigh can actually be watched in full on YouTube,
Yes.
And you won't get like a copyright strike on it.
No,
if you upload it to your
in
channel.
actual fact, funny story. I tried to watch this on YouTube and thought, oh, there's Santa's Sleigh. I actually got the German version.
Oh, I bet it's more interesting to watch in German, isn't it?
It is actually very, very interesting in German. Whereas, they're Santa Claus. Well, hang on a minute. This is German. Oh, that must be the English one there. It is genuinely. And then we mentioned James Caan. He's in an uncredited cameo. And
yeah,
you
get mentioned in the
didn't even
credits.
get mentioned. And You
I had to check when he popped up on screen. I was like, "Is that James fucking Caan?" And I had to pause and look on IMDb, and it's like, "Fucking hell!"
You know, here is James Caan. He has pedigree.
Yeah,
he has a wonderful pedigree, and here he is, basically having the Joker's pencil trick reenacted on him with a turkey leg.
Yes, because this was before the Dark Knight.
This was before
it?
the Dark Knight. So there's a turkey leg, and it's like, you've just killed James Caan with a turkey leg. Oh, Santino, how you're fallen.
But you know, look who's taking tricks from that. The Joker has watched this.
Yeah.
And Deadpool has watched this.
It as well.
They were there taking notes. With a Zamboni, you say?
With a Zamboni, you say?
Interesting.
Nice. Okay.
So, I think you've been pleasantly surprised.
I have been pleasantly surprised.
It's not a particularly decent movie. It's not a particularly funny comedy. It's not a particularly gory or scary horror film.
It's not actually. It isn't at all gory.
I think aside from some of the bad language, you could probably let kids watch this if you could just by how silly and comical it is.
Because everything is done with a knowing glint.
Yeah.
And in some cases, there are some definite cases. I think, in particular, the sequence in the strip club and what have you, where Santa Claus does actually break the fourth wall and gives us, the audience, a glance and just gives us a wink, or you know, where he's there sort of when he's got the disinfected out and what have you, and he just goes.
Okay, well, apart from the bad language and the boobs, then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There are boobs.
Yeah. Trim that out. It might be all right for your family to watch. I'm sorry. How can you not enjoy a film about an evil, demonic Icelandic Santa Claus played by a Jewish professional wrestler that sets people's heads on fire and drowns them in eggnog?
When you put it like that,
highest recommendation possible.
Absolutely. Yeah, when you put it like that.
Right.
Oh, he's put Santa Claus on a collar. Well, I suppose it is Christmas.
Yep.
I suppose it is Christmas. We've made it to another year.
We have. So I think in the spirit of the season, we now need to finish up here and pop down to the local pub and indulge in a few Yuletide beers.
Sounds wonderful.
So, we will catch you in the pub in a moment.
We're on.
Are we
Right,
recording?
we're on. We're back outside Thor's TP like we were during our last Christmas special.
Although, spot the continuity errors. Yeah, it's okay. It's the week after. Okay. Right.
We went out to the pub twice. All right.
Yeah. Sue us. It's Christmas.
Yeah. What the shit? I think you've been...
What did we talk about again? Santa Slay with Bill Goldberg.
You've been quite pleasantly surprised by how good it was.
It knew what it was. Right. The movie knows what it is. It doesn't pretend to be anything else. It doesn't pretend to be high art. It's basically about the Santa Claus that kills people.
Yeah.
And who can't get behind that?
Yeah.
It was a laugh.
It's a laugh. It's a laugh a minute. It's a lot better than some Christmas movies that we have already mentioned.
Oh, praise the Lord. Sorry.
And we thoroughly enjoyed it. And I know we've not done the rating system for quite a while.
We haven't. Not here. We haven't. Have we?
We've just forgotten about it. But I would seriously give Santa Slay a thumbs up, and I'm going to have to put my drink down.
Put your down because it's been handheld.
There we go.
2 thumbs up. There you go.
So there we go.
Yeah, no,
so
really funny.
Thank you very much to everyone that's watched our videos this year for 2019.
Seriously, have you got nothing better to do?
Well, chances are you'll be watching this on Christmas Day, because this is the day I'll be uploading it. You know, you're probably sat there digesting your Christmas dinner.
Probably not watching the Queen speech.
Probably not. You're probably even listening to us while you've got your headphones on and you're falling asleep. So let me just try and influence your dreams a little bit. You're fast asleep, aren't you? You're fast asleep. Oh,
you're blissfully asleep.
Who's that coming into the room? Ah, it's Pinhead from Hellraiser with his knob out. Oh God, he's got pins in his head, and I mean the one down there. For God's sake, wake up! He's getting closer and closer to you. You can taste the tetanus on on your lips. For God's sake, wake up, you insane cons!
I had nothing to do with that. I just want that known now.
Right.
Thank you. I was actually about to say something. Thank you very much for watching our videos.
Get your tetanus jabs.
Yeah, get your tetanus jabs in very quickly because you never know. This is the second year that we've done this.
This is the second year that we've done this inane drivel, and people are still watching it, and I couldn't be happier. We have a hell of a short list to go through.
It's not even short anymore.
We were in the pub with Josh earlier on, who you'll remember from our We Need to Talk About My Dad Wrote a Porno episode.
Yeah, and sometime cameraman as well.
And we've added a couple of more to our shortlisting.
To be honest with you, we added a hell of a lot more to be honest with you.
Including a potential Christmas special for next year, but we'll see what's going on by the time we get to that point.
We'll probably be, I don't know, passed out drunk.
In hospital from alcoholic poisoning, probably.
Well, we're kind of getting that way now, really.
Yeah.
I
can't feel my fucking knees.
That's because it's that cold.
Yes.
That's got nothing to do with alcohol. That's got to do with the fact of the current temperature.
Right, by the way, we're outside. We're outside Thor's TP, which is a wonderful establishment that they have in Leeds.
Free advertising there for you.
Just behind me there, we've got the
don't show the radishes. Yeah, don't show the radishes.
There we go.
You can show the art galleries.
The art galleries.
Yeah.
Because we are
just there.
We are sophisticated gents.
Well, I am. I definitely am. Yes. No. Where were we? Oh, yes. Second year of doing this. Thank you very much if you have watched any of our videos for this year.
If you've commented, if you've liked, if you've watched, if you've shared on social media, please continue to do so. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Follow us on the old social media gubbins.
It's been a bit of an eclectic group of films that we've and various bits and pieces.
Definitely. We've reviewed kung fu movies.
Yeah.
We've looked at saucy British comedies.
Yes, we did.
We've looked at more public information
films.
We've looked at pornographic podcasts.
Yes. I still don't know why we did that one. But thank you very much, Rocky. God bless you, sir.
Indeed. And here is to another year of the show. So
2020, bring it on.
Bring it on. We have lots more things to show you. We have lots more films and old TV shows to go through.
Yes.
And we will try to go through as many of those as we can.
Yeah. We'll try and do one in January to get out in February with a bit of luck, and then hopefully we can try and do that, because I don't think we've done as many as we did last year.
We haven't. No. We haven't.
We'll try and do something.
Yeah.
We'll try and do some more.
We'll try and do some more for our for the 2020 season 3. You're going by a yearly thing.
Oh wow! Really? We're going to go that way now? Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
It's just how it works out on the playlist. I am the Big Daddy D, David Mabley.
I am Luke Murphy.
Thank you very much.
Significant other.
Thank you very much.
Well, it's cinematic significant other.
That's true. Thank you very much for watching the show again this year. Subscribe, share, comment, like, all that usual good gubbins, and we will see you again for another episode of We Need to Talk About ... in 2020.
Merry Christmas. Have a lovely time. Happy New Year.
And God bless us, everyone.
Bye-bye Santa, Santa bye-bye. Bye-bye Santa, I ain't gonna cry. You kill my cramps and you try to kill me. I hope your sleigh goes down in the sea. Bye-bye Santa, Santa bye-bye. Bye-bye Santa, I know it's too bad. Thought you were sweet and nice, but I think we've been had. You and that cow on a terror run. Yeah, I'm glad we shot you down with a gun. Bye-bye Santa, Santa bye-bye. I bet you ate Rudolph, I bet you killed him. I bet you tore Dasher up limb by limb. I just have a question, I just can't see why you gotta be so mean to me.